Hello everyone. My today's topic is if control statement from the unit 4 decision statements of the subject computer programming. Today's objective is to learn about the conditional branching statements, and from that we will see different forms of the if statements. So in programming, decision-making statements are responsible to decide the flow of the program execution. And to take some decisions, we are having the facility of control statements in C language. It is used to control the cursor in a program according to the condition. There are mainly two types of control statements available in C language. First one is branching and second one is looping. So specifically today we are going to talk about the branching in C language. So it is having two parts, two categories. First one is conditional branching and second one is unconditional branching. So in today's session we will see conditional branching, and from that we will see if statement and its different forms. Along with if statement, switch statements are also available in C language, which are known as conditional branching statements. And unconditional branching statements are go to, break and continue. Now, what is conditional branching? If the branching is performed based on some condition, by executing some condition, then it is known as conditional branching. And what is unconditional branching? Unconditional branching means without checking for any condition, just move forward or backward into a program, that is known as unconditional branching. Now let's see. These are the different forms of the if in decision making. First one is a if, second if else, then if else if, ladder, and at the last nested if. And another important part of conditional branching is switch statement. So in today's session we will cover if statement along with its different alternatives. Now let's see what is if statement. Decision-making structures specifically require the programmer specify one or more condition, and that condition needs to be evaluated or it needs to be tested. Along with that condition, single statement or more than one statement needs to be executed if the condition is true, and optionally other statements needs to be executed if the condition is not satisfied. So we can say it is a two-way decision making. Let's see first one, that is simple if statement. If statement is the most simple form of the decision making statements. It is used to decide whether a certain statement or block of statements will be executed or not. That means if a particular condition is true, then block of statement will be executed. Otherwise, it will not be executed. So, we can say if statement is a powerful decision making statement, and that is used to control the flow of the execution of a program. So here is the simple syntax of the if statement. In that you can see if and then condition. Here we can write the conditional statement using the relational operator, and in between this block we have to write down these statements to be executed if condition becomes true. So here is the simple flow chart. From that we can understand that whenever we start with the program and we find any condition with keyword if, then we have to check, compiler will check the condition whether it is true or false. If the condition becomes true, then body of the if statement will be executed, and after that it will go to the next statement after the if block. But if the condition is false, then body of the if statement will not be executed, it will be skipped, and directly the statement after if statement will be executed. So this is how if statement executes. Now let's see a simple program. Here one variable is declared with value 5, that is taste, integer taste, and having value 5, and we are checking whether the number is greater than 10 or not. So here is the condition, taste greater than 10. That means if the value of variable taste is greater than 10, then and then only it will print this line, otherwise it will not print this line. So in our case value of taste is 5, so 5 is greater than 10 is false. The condition is false here, so 5 is not greater than 10, so this particular block will not be executed, and the next statement, that is I am not in if, will be executed. Now let's see what happens if taste less than 10 condition is there. Then in our case 5 less than 10 condition becomes true, so the statements written inside the body of if will be executed. And if the condition becomes false, that means 5 greater than 10. If here we can say symbol of greater than, 5 greater than 10 condition is false, so the transfer of the program will be given to the next line after the block of the if statement. So this is the way how simple if statement works. Now the second one is a if else statement. Now simple if statement alone tells us that if a condition is true, then it will execute a block of statement, and if the condition is false, then it will not execute that particular block, right? So what if we want to do something else if the condition is false? That means we want to execute some other block when the condition is false. So this is our requirement. So at that time C language else statement comes into the picture. So we can use the else part within the if statement with if to execute a block of code when the condition is false. So here is the diagram which shows the execution of the if else statement. In that, first of all, whenever the compiler see if, then it will transfer its control to check the condition. If the condition is true, then it will go to the inside the if block and execute the statements written inside that if block. And if the condition is false, then it will go to the else part and execute the body of the else. After that, after executing any one of these part, the next statement, that is after if else statement, will be executed. So this is the simple diagram which shows how the execution of if else statement takes place. Now let's see the syntax. Here, as we already have seen the simple if statement, same way we have to write if condition and then statements to be executed whenever condition becomes true, and after that we have to specify else part with the keyword else, and the body of else part, in that we have to specify the statements which we want to execute when condition becomes false with the if. So here comes the flow chart. First of all, condition with if will be checked. If the condition is true, then statements written with if statement with if part will be executed, and then control will be transferred to the next statement after the if else. But if the condition is false, then these statements written into the else part will be executed and the control will be transferred to the next statement. So let's see the program. Here variable is same, taste equal to 5, and we are checking the condition whether the variable's value is less than 10. If the value of the variable taste is less than 10, then it will display taste is smaller than 10. And if the value of a variable taste is not less than 10, then it will print taste is greater than 10. So in this particular example, the value of taste variable is taken 5. So the output of this particular program will be, yes, taste is smaller than 10, right? So let's see how it executes. As in our program, the value of taste variable is 5. So whenever we check the condition 5 less than 10 within the if, then the condition becomes true and it is going inside the body of if statement, right? And it will not execute the else part of the if else statement. But if in the another case the condition is inverted, see, taste greater than 10 considered. So if here we can say, if here we check value of taste that is 5 greater than 10, then at that time the condition becomes false and the else part of the if else statement will be executed. So this is the way how if else statement is working. Then now the third form of the if, that is nesting of if else statement, comes into the picture. Let's see what is nesting of if else statement. A nested if in C is a if statement that is the target of another if statement. So we can say that nested if statement means if statement inside another if statement, right? So we can say C language allows us to nested if statements within the if statements. That is, we can place an if statement inside another if statement. So let's see the syntax first. So here we can see that if is given and then Boolean expression which will represent the condition to be checked with the outermost if, and then inside the body of the if statement block we have encountered another if part, that is if nested expression 1, that is another condition and its true part, and else, the else part of the inner if else statement. After that, into the else part of the outermost if, first if statement, we have another if else statement that is checking another condition and it has its own true part as well as false part. So here is the nesting of if else can be shown. Now let's see the flow chart. As we can see, first of all, the first Boolean expression, that is first condition, will be checked, and if the condition is true, then the body of that particular if statement will be executed, and inside that body another condition is placed that is known as nested if condition, and based on the condition whether it is true or false, its true or false part will be executed. Now what if the first if condition is false? Then we can have the else part of the that particular condition, and in its body part we can have another condition, and the compiler will check that particular condition. If condition is true, then it will execute true part, and if the condition is false, then it will execute the false part. of that particular if. And after completing the execution of true or false part of the if statement, it will go to the next statement after the nested if else statement. Now let's see a program and its execution for the nested if else. So here in this program we are going to check from the available three numbers which one is the largest one. So in that particular program we have simply read the three variables value from the user. The variables are num1, num2 and num3. Now in the first if condition we are checking whether number 1 is greater than number 2. If this condition becomes true, then it will go and check whether number 1 is again greater than number 3. If both the condition true, then we can say the number 1 is largest one. But if number 1 is greater than number 2 condition is true and num1 greater than num3 is false, that simply means num1 is less than num3, so we can say num3 is the maximum number. So this particular thing will be implemented using the nested if else, right? Now in the else part, one condition is remaining to be checked, that is whether number 1 greater than number 2 is already false. That simply means number 1 is less than the number 2, then we should check whether number 2 greater than number 3 or not. And if this particular condition true, then that simply means that number 2 is the largest one. Otherwise, number 3 is the largest one, right? So let's see the execution of this program. So here let's enter three numbers first of all. So I am entering first number 34, then second number 67 and then 12 for the third number. So from my entered values 34, 67 and 12, the second number, that is num2 67, is maximum, and so we are getting the output that num2 is max, right? So this is the way how nested if statements works. Now let's see the else if ladder statement, that is the fourth another form of the if else statement. So in else if ladder statements, user can decide among multiple available options. The C if statements are executed from top to down. That means whatever condition is declared first will be executed first, and the condition which is written in the next consecutive lines will be executed one by one, going from top to bottom, right? So as soon as one of the condition controlling the if is true, the statement associated with that particular if block will be executed, and the rest of the conditions will be bypassed. And if none of the conditions specified with if are true, then the final else statement, that is default else statement, will be executed. So here comes the flow of execution of the if else if ladder. Let's see. First of all, the condition 1 specified with the first if statement will be checked, and if this particular condition is becoming true, then the body of this first if block will be executed, and after that the control will be transferred to simply next statement after the whole if else if ladder statement, right? But if the first condition is false, then the control will be transferred to the next statement, next condition, that is written with the else if, right? Here condition 2 will be checked, and if this condition becomes true, then the statements written associated with that particular if condition will be executed, and after that control will be transferred to the next statement that is written after the whole if else if ladder statement, and remaining in between conditions will be skipped. But again, if condition 2 is false, then we will go and check condition 3 and it will behave same as it is doing in previous cases. But what if all the 3 conditions are false? So in that case, the else part, that is default else part, comes into the picture. If all the conditions with all if are false, then default else part will be executed, and after that the control will be transferred to the next statement written after the if else if ladder statement. So this is the way how if else if ladder executes. So let's see the syntax. Here the syntax is given. We have to simply write if, then condition, and then statement or block of statements which is associated with this first condition. But if the condition becomes false, then we have to specify another condition. So for that we will write else if, and here we will specify the another condition and the statements or block of statements to be executed whenever this particular second condition is true, and so on. We can have any number of levels with else if ladder, and at the last the default else statement will be provided. So this is the syntax for the if else if ladder. Now let's see the flow chart. Yes, whenever the compiler go and check the first condition, if the condition becomes true, it will execute the statement 1 that is associated with the first condition, and the transfer will be, and the control will be transferred to the statement that is just below the if else if ladder. But if the first condition is false, then it will go and check the second condition, and if the second condition is true, then it will execute second statement that is associated with second condition, and then after that it will transfer the control to the statement just below the if else if ladder, and it will do the same for condition 3 if it is there. If it is there condition 4, then also it will do the same. But what if all the conditions are false? If all the conditions are false, then it will go to the else part of the if else if ladder statement, that is the that provides the default statements to be executed whenever all the conditions are false. After executing this else part, it will go and transfer its control to the statement that is written after the if else if ladder. Right, so this is the simple flow chart and syntax for if else if ladder. So here comes the program. We can see the value of variable I is given 20, and now we are going and check the value of I is equal to 10 in the first condition. If it is 10, then it will be printed that I is 10. But what if the value of I is not 10? Then we will go and check the another condition, that is I is equal to 15. If yes, then it will print I is 15. But what if the condition is false? Then we will go again to check another condition, that is I equal to 20. If yes, then it will print I equal to 20. And what if all these conditions becomes false? Then it will go to the else part and print I is not present in the list. So for this particular program, the value of I is 20. So the condition 1 and condition 2 becomes false, and condition 3 becomes true because I is equal to 20. So 20 is equal to 20 condition is true, and it will print I is 20. So we will get the output I is 20. So this is the simplest example of if else if ladder in C. So friends, I hope you enjoy learning branching statements with different forms of if. Keep learning. Thank you.